Good evening, good evening, good evening, my brothers and sisters. How you doing this beautiful evening? Your brother Tony is at the dinner table. Come on in, so we can get some of this good soul food tonight. I hope that you all had a very productive day and a blessed day. Your brother Tony, he had a very nice day. I always look at the world as the glass is always full. I try to keep a positive attitude. The reason why I try to keep a positive attitude because I believe in God. That's why I always have a positive attitude majority of the time. So if this is your first time at the dinner table, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Tony M. Toomer, and I talk about relationships. I talk about relationships between that of a man and a woman that has God in the middle of the relationship. That's the position I come from. Now, if you believe in anything else other than a relationship between a man and a woman and God in the middle, you have what is called free will. You could do whatever you choose to do. But if you come at the dinner table, I would like for you to know that I talk about from a biblical perspective. When you look in the book of Genesis, God had a unique relationship with the man Adam. Secondly, he had a unique relationship with the woman Eve. Thirdly, God represented the woman to the man, and in the presence of Adam said, "Bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, I shall call a woman because she came from man." Now, we're about to get into it, but before we get into it, I would like for you all to know that I'm on two different platforms. I'm on the book and I'm on the tube. If you're looking at me from the tube, I may make some comments to those that are on the book, and you might not see the comments. Also, if you're on the book and I say something to those that are on the tube, you may not see the comment, but we're here, brothers and sisters. This is family. And before I get into this, the meat of this conversation, we need to pray to God for what's going on in the state of Florida. We know that there's a hurricane that's going on in that section. A whole bunch of families are going to be somewhat put in a difficult position. So, my brothers and sisters, do pray for those that are in the state of Florida because of that hurricane. Okay. With that said, we're about to get into tonight's broadcast or at the dinner table. So at the dinner table, just sit down, my brother and sister, and go ahead and invite some other brothers and sisters and some of your friends because we got plenty of soul food here. And on the menu for tonight, we are going to talk about what a man must do for his woman. That's the topic. What a man must do for his woman. Now, when a man is serious about a woman, that man needs to go 100% in. That man does not need to be half stepping when it comes to the woman. That man needs to be forthcoming when it comes to the woman. That man should not try to use up that woman's time. That man should not try to cause a tear to drop out that woman's eye. Because if God brought the right woman to the man, that man need to look at that woman as God brought his best to that man. Now, the woman may not be perfect, like the man is not perfect, but brother, you listening to me, if God bring the right woman to you, brother, you got to take this thing serious. So, um, a man, and this is what everyone needs to understand, a man isn't born with the knowledge on how to love a woman. So, sisters, a man does not come into the world knowing how to love you. And some of you brothers, you don't know how to love a woman the way she needs to be loved. Now, there are some of you sisters and some of the other women out there, you must understand in fact, no man knows how to love you. No man is equipped to love you within himself. Any man that comes into this world, he doesn't know this. So that's what I need to put out there. Now, a man can know how to love a woman, and a man can know how to meet the needs of a woman. That man, my brothers, and that man, my sister, the man must be taught, a man must be shown, and a man must be guided into the ways of how to love a woman, how she needs to be loved, not how she wants to be loved, but how she needs to be loved. Now, a man, my brothers, a man, my sister, he can't be serious. He can't commit and he can't get into a deep covenant relationship with a unique and special woman unless he first, he must love God, and he must love God through God's Son, Jesus Christ. This is the key. How you doing, Sister? I see that you're at the dinner table. Those of you that are coming in the dinner table, thank you so much, especially when you give a shout out when you sit at the dinner table. But those of you that are coming in, keep in mind on the menu for the night what a man must do for his woman. And keep in mind this: a man, no matter who that man is, he can't be serious, he can't commit, and he can't get into a deep covenant relationship with a unique and special woman unless it's imperative. It's important that he has a relationship with God through Jesus Christ, because in order for a man to know how to love a woman, God is love. There's nothing outside of God that a man can go to or pull from in order to know what love is. So the initial thing, a man must love God before he love anyone or anything else. He must love God. He must invest time in Lord. And I mean, that's what he must do. Now, we're going to go to God's word. And God's word is, it is written in John 15:5. That's John 15:5. John 15:5. Listen to this. This go for everyone, but we are breaking it down and we're going to use it in the form of what a man must do for his woman. Now, Jesus is doing the talking. Jesus said, I am the vine, ye are the branches. He that abideth in me, and I in him, the same will bring forth much fruit. For without me, ye can do nothing. So Jesus letting us know that no man or no woman can do nothing without him. So we're going to apply this principle to a man trying to feel his way or trying to have a strategy on how to approach a woman. You see, that's why Jesus said, Jesus is the vine, brother. So if Jesus is the vine and you are a branch, you got to abide in Jesus, because in the sap of the vine, that's what life is. Life is not in the branch. Life is in the vine that has the sap. And that's how the fruits are produced and grow from that vine. So, brother, you must be attached to that vine. And then when you're attached to the vine, you can bring forth fruit. And Jesus said, for without me, you could do nothing. Now, when a man abide in the Lord, how you doing, Sister Deborah D. Scott? Welcome to the night dinner table. When a man abides in the Lord and he does the thing that delight the Lord, and the Lord will give a man the desires of his heart. Especially one thing when it comes to a woman, called God plainly said that it's not good for man to be alone. So when God said it's not good for man to be alone, what did he do? When we go back to the book of Genesis, God created a woman. He did not create another man. He did not create an animal to be with a man, to be the companion of a man. He created the woman. How you doing, Facebook user? I don't know who you are, but you can identify yourself. But welcome to the dinner table. And if you're coming in, just keep in mind on the menu tonight what a man must do for his woman. So when a man abideth in the Lord, and the Lord is about to grant the man a desire of his heart, especially if it's a woman, there are 7 things that this man must do for his woman. When I say his woman, check this out. I didn't say women. I didn't say plural. I said his woman. In order for the woman to be his woman, that man had to be serious about that woman, and he had to commit to the woman. Oh, how you doing, Sister Angela Brown? How you doing? Now, the first thing that a man must do when it comes to his woman, he must know how to lead his woman. That's the first thing a man needs to do. He needs to know how to lead his woman. That man needs to know how to lead his woman first from a spiritual standpoint before he get to a secular standpoint. So a man must Keep in mind that the woman that's in his life, and especially that produce children, that man needs to focus on that woman's soul, because the woman has a soul. Her soul is the most important thing that she possesses. How you doing, Sister Monica Kim? Thank you for coming in. Welcome to the dinner table. So he must lead that woman to have a deeper relationship with the Lord. And you see, it's easier for a woman to follow a man and submit to a man if that man submit to Christ, because he's following Jesus, because Jesus is the leader of the man. So therefore, if a man and a woman is in a covenant relationship, meaning marriage, that woman would naturally follow that man, especially if God calls that man to find a woman. And that woman was waiting for the man because she was already wife ready when that man found her. Thank God, God did basically all the lead work. So that man must lead. He must lead spiritually, and he must lead when it comes to the secular thing. So, brother, you have to be the head of the relationship. That's where God put you at. God put you in a headship role. He did not put you in a dictatorship role. So worldly men, they think the head mean a dictator. What is a dictator? A dictator is someone that rules and do not want no one to question his thoughts or his word or nothing like that. But you see, brother, you are not a dictator. You are a follower of Christ. So you understand that this woman, she has value, she has worth, she is a Proverbs 31 woman, especially if the Lord brought this woman to you. So you know how to lead the woman. You had a relationship with the Lord, and you're gonna make sure that, if like Joshua say, as far as me and my house, we are going to serve the Lord. So, brother, that's the attitude you have to have, because you have to lead your woman and your children. And guess what, brother? You are held more accountable for your home than the woman, because God put you at the head of the home. So you need to remember that. Number two, what a man must do when it comes to his woman. Brothers, you have to give your woman attention. After you lead her, you must give a woman attention. They require attention. Why do they require attention? Because they're not built like us. Women, as all of you know, women are emotional. Women have to be fed. Brother, when God brings a woman to you, you got to understand she needs to be fed. And when I said fed, I'm not only talking about physical food, I'm talking about she needs your attention. If you cannot lead this woman, brother, if you cannot give her attention, you don't need her. You know what, brother? If God bring a woman to you, she will prefer to have your attention than any other man's attention, because she's gonna get the attention of other men's anyway. So you might as well be prepared for that. Your woman, if she out there in public or whatever, and especially if she is an attractive woman, she's gonna get attention. And then there are gonna be some men, they're gonna approach her whether they see a wedding band on her hand or not, and it's up to her what she do with what comes her way. So let me tell you, brother, if you can lead a woman, and if you can give her a lot of attention, you see, after you give attention to the Lord, you're supposed to give your attention to your woman, not anyone or nothing or no one or anything. After the Lord, your attention goes to your woman. And after your woman, your attention can go to, like, if you have children, if you have parents, if you have siblings, extended family, and friends, and even your enemies. But the second person that you got to focus on is that woman. Women love attention. And if she is with you, brother, if you give that woman attention, and if another man out there saying something to her, she might listen, because there's a thing that's called temptation. But wouldn't you rather feed her attention than another man? She crave for your attention. She might not say it initially, but if you show her attention, you're going to get a reward from it. because God is going to reward you because you know how to take care of business. And when I say give her attention, you have to know how to talk to her. You know how you got to lift her up. You got to make sure that her heart is smiling. When you get a woman heart to smile, you're going to see it on her face. You got to watch how you got every time you talk to her, you got to talk to her in a way where you uplift her. You don't talk to your woman to bring her down. Brother, it's better to see a smile on your woman's face than to see some tears drop out down the side of her cheek. So when you give her attention, your thing is you want to see that smile as much as possible. You cannot make her happy, but you can add to her happiness. Number two, what a man must do for his woman. After a man leads his woman, after a man give attention to his woman, he must be in a position to provide for the woman. The Bible clearly say that if a man doesn't take care of his household, he's worse than an infidel. What is an infidel? An infidel is an unbeliever. So, brother, if you cannot lead her, if you cannot give her attention, you can't provide for her. You don't even need to think about a woman you can't provide for. Before you approach a woman, you need to have some resources together. You need to have some flow of income coming in. You need to have a place to stay. You need to be able to provide for. You don't supposed to just per se look for a woman to come in and take care of you. That's not the role. The role of the woman is to be your helpmate and to assist you. How you doing, Sister Jan? Welcome to the night dinner table. So she's supposed to come in to assist you. Remember what God's word said. After God said it's not good for man to be alone. Next, he said, I will make a man a helpmeet or a helpmate. That means someone that comes along. And when God bring a woman to your life, brother, if God bring a legitimate woman into your life, she's not coming in with empty hands. When I say empty hands, she's not coming to take from you. She's coming in to add to your purpose. So that's when that's why you have to know about being a leader. You got to know how to give attention, and you need to provide for her. One thing you need to do, brother, you need to think like this. Before your woman lay down at night, you want her to feel secure. That's what you want her to feel, which leads to number 4. That woman needs to feel that she's protected. After you leading her, after you giving her attention, after you provide, you need to give her protection. She needs to have a sense of protection when you're in private, meaning your home, and she needs a sense of feeling protected when she's out there with you or in public. You don't want that woman looking around out looking for danger all the time. That's your job. This is why I always give this illustration. How you doing, Sister Sherry Smith? Welcome to the dinner table now. This is why I always give this illustration when we talk about protection. And I'm going to say it again. Some of you may get tired of it, but I'm going to say it again. Brother, it's this simple. Even if you go to a restaurant, a man that cares about his woman, he's going to be surveying the terrain. Brothers, when you, in this simple etiquette, when you go to a restaurant, you the one that's supposed to be looking towards the door. I go into some restaurants and I see guys eating and they back be all towards the door and the woman is there right there. She looking at everybody coming in. No, that's the man's job. Even something simple as this. If you're walking on the street, the man position is supposed to always be on the outside of the where if you're walking on the sidewalk, the man should always take the outside approach, and the woman's supposed to be in. If she start walking on the outside, brother, you're supposed to pull her on the inside because that's a sign of protection. Even when you be at home, it's your job to walk around, to make sure the doors and everything secure, the windows and everything. You supposed to have a sense of protection because, brother, You just like a shepherd. You're not the shepherd because Jesus is the shepherd, but you're supposed to follow Jesus' lead. So you are a miniature shepherd, and your wife and or your children, they are your sheep, but your wife is the first sheep that you need to think about. Just like when Jesus used that illustration by Psalm 23. You remember that the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He leadeth me beside green pasture. He restores my soul. What does a sheep do? A sheep depends on the shepherd for everything. The sheep depend on the shepherd to lead. The sheep depend on the shepherd because the shepherd going to get the sheep attention and guidance. The sheep know that the shepherd going to provide because the shepherd going to go to green pasture. That's what you, brother. You need to take your woman to green pasture so she could be fed and taken care of. Also protect. While the sheep is grazing in the grass and drinking water, what is the shepherd doing? The shepherd is watching the sheep and watching over the sheep. That's what you're supposed to do. That's why I gave that illustration, my brother. When you're in a restaurant, she's supposed to be comfortable eating and everything, and it's your job for security reasons because there's a whole bunch of crazy people out there. Even if you at home and that woman is going to work, you need to make sure she get there safely. If she got her own vehicle, she needs to call you when she gets there. You should time when she should get to work if she's working. And then if she don't call you, you call her and see is everything okay. Even if you're not in the home and you have to go away, you need to reach out to her throughout the day to see how she's doing. A good woman, she would love for you to do these things for her because what that tells her is that you mindful of her and that you really care for her. Number 5, and this is something that a lot of you brothers need to understand. Know how to answer her questions because she's going to ask you some questions. Women in general, listen to what I'm saying very carefully, brother. Women in general, they would say, tell me the truth. That's what most women would say, tell me the truth. But the thing about it, can they handle the truth? When you respond to a woman about the truth, first of all, don't lie to her. But there's a way you can talk to her without hurting her feelings. For example, let's say you go shopping with her brother. And this is something like, and I have used this illustration for, say for instance, you go shopping with her and she got 2 dresses. Let's say this is just a blue dress and a red dress. She come in front of you and say, which one of these dresses do you like? If you notice this, brothers, most of the time they're not going to have the dresses side by side. They may have one a little more than the other. Okay? We talk about pattern and behavior. If you say, I like that blue dress, you know what more than likely she's going to do? She's going to pull that blue dress back and say, well, what's wrong with this dress? And then if you say, well, that look good too, then she might say, which one do you like? So you got to understand, you see her size, you see everything, so you have to tell her the truth. So the best thing, and this is the best illustration, what you do, brother, you say, just try on both of the dresses. And when she come out, give her an honest appraisal of what you see without hurting her feeling. And leave it up to her. Now, if you're in a position where you don't like something that she has on, and a day or so can go by and she might put on this real banging outfit, right? And then that's when you could say something like, baby, that you sure know how to wear that dress. That dress look good on you, like that dress what we seen at the mall. Those dresses didn't do nothing for you like this dress. You see how I'm talking? I did not put her down or nothing like that. I gave her a compliment. I built up her esteem and everything. Cause I'm telling her that particular dress she got on, it looked good. You make that thing look good, baby. It looked better than those dresses that you had in the mall. You see what I'm saying is, even though I might not have liked that dress that much in the mall, but this particular one that she got, it looked good. So what I'm doing is I'm not making her feel bad. You got to understand, brother, women go by emotion and you got to keep them up. I didn't lie to her. I strategically knew how to compliment her, build her up, and also tell her something on the back end about that little incident at the mall. How you doing, Sister Teresa Toomer? Welcome to the dinner table. The next thing, brother, so let's establish this. At the dinner table, we'll talk about what a man must do to keep his woman. He must know how to lead the woman. He must give that woman undivided attention after the Lord. He must provide for the woman. He must protect the woman. He must know how to answer questions when she asks for the truth. Number 6, and we are not always go to this. You always want to do things just because she's who she is. That just because, my brother and sister, that's a big thing for me. It's a very big thing. And I'm telling you, brother, you see, some men, they are conditioned to holidays. They are conditioned to anniversaries and all that kind of stuff. They're conditioned to the media telling them when to go do something for their woman. But I'm telling you, brother, do not wait for holidays. Do not wait for anniversaries. Don't wait. You ain't got to wait to just a date night, one night through the week. No, brother, you should be consistent doing something for that woman throughout the week. Just like I always say, the Lord, he make you breathe every day through the week, right? So you should be thinking about, what can I do for this woman through the week? You follow what I'm saying? If the Lord can give us air to breathe and that be consistent, we got to think, brother, like the Lord. We got to be consistent on things just because. Just see, we need air to breathe, right? She need things. Your wife need things. What do? When you know she need things, so you do things that she needs, not what she want. You could throw in some want, but you got to be able to identify some needs, that personal need. I'm talking about some personal need, and address her personal needs. And then you could throw in some want called the just because you want her heart to smile. You want to consistently think, what can I do to create happy, to add to her happiness? Because you cannot make her happy, but what can you do to add to her happiness? Number 7, what a man must do for his woman. I'm going to do a recap, then I'm going to get to number 7. Number 1, a man must lead his woman. Number 2, he must show his woman attention. Number 3, he must provide for his woman. Number 4, he must protect his woman. Number 5, he must know how to answer a question truthfully without lying to her and hurting her feeling. Number 6, just because you want that smile on her heart and it will transfer to her outside. And remember, you, brother, you have to be taught, you have to be guided, and you have to be shown how to love one. You can't do it by yourself, brothers. No other man can tell you how to love your woman. Your own mama can't tell you how to love your woman, because your mama and that woman is different. Nobody can tell you how to love that particular woman. Jesus is the only one that knows how to love that woman that he brought into your life. You know why? Because Jesus is the designer and the architect of that woman. He designed that woman. He knows how she thinks. He knows how she feels. So where the best place to go for the blueprint but Jesus? Jesus got the blueprint to that woman. He knows. And that's why when you go to Jesus for the blueprint, that's why Jesus has to be residing in you, my brothers, so he could communicate with and teach you, show you, and guide you on how to love what you don't know. And when it comes to love, my brother, this is a day one to the last breath you draw. You don't know your woman completely. You will never know her completely, but you can grow in love. You do not fall in love with a woman. There's nowhere in the Bible where you fall in love with a woman. You just don't trip up. You see, when you grow in love, when you are in love with a woman, you have to learn how to love. That's mental, then it goes to your emotions. So you have to learn, and you have to have that combo of your emotions, because you have to be able to empathize and try to feel how she feel, because they always say, I felt that way. Women are all about feelings. And you can learn about her feelings. The Lord know about her feelings. The Lord will be whispering to you certain things to say and certain things to do. You will be able to tell a lot of stuff about that woman. If you got a woman that's talkative and you come in the house and she's not talking, that's a problem. Because everybody have a pattern and behavior. You would learn her pattern and behavior. Just like the Lord's know the number of hairs on our head, that's how much you got to work about the woman. You would never know the number of hairs on the head, but it's an example. That's how much you need to know, which leads to number 7. Love her like no man have ever loved her before. No man that preceded you know how to love her like you. You know why? Because the Lord handpicked her. He brought her in your view. You seen her. You seen that she was wife material. You got serious. You got committed, and then you proceeded on to say, I do. Because you know that God does not like no half-stepping. And in order to enjoy the fruits of a full relationship, you decided to do it God's way. She was already wife material when God brought her to you. As you know, my brother, when God brought Eve to Adam, she was already a wife material. When God brings a woman to you, she's already wife material. She's not coming to take from you. She's coming to pour into the relationship. She's coming to pour in. She's not coming to drain. She's coming to pour, not drain. So you must love her like she's never been loved before. And I guarantee you this, brother. I guarantee you that a good woman will verbally eventually tell you that she know that you love her. When a woman knows that you love her, she would tell you. She won't ask you, do you love me? Where are we at in this relationship? I need to know. She will know. She would not only feel it, she would know it. She would know it. She won't have no doubt when you love her, because she's going to verbally tell you. You know why she's going to verbally tell you? Because the Lord is in her too. So the Lord going to tell her, you need to tell him something good, because he needs encouragement. You respect my rep, but he needs encouragement. So the Lord's Spirit going to provoke her soul, and her soul going to put it in her mind. Her mind, and while she's feeling, she's going to express it to you verbally. Then non-verbally, she's going to express it to you. She's going to express her feeling towards you and your love non-verbally. And you're going to be wondering, and you see what I'm talking about now when I said non-verbal. You see, you're going to get the verbal. That's her word. then she's gonna do some things for you. She's gonna be doing some things for you, and you're gonna be wondering, is this my birthday? Is this a holiday? Is this an anniversary? What day is it? You know what? Just like you do just because, she's gonna do some just because to you, because she's thankful that you love her the way you do. And brother, let me tell you, once she's gonna verbally tell you, verbally, then when she's showing you all that other stuff, when she be doing kind thing to you or for you, when she be asking you what can she do to help and advance the cause of Christ and your purpose in life. And then when it gets to the physical thing, when it gets to the physical thing, you're gonna see a big difference. She's not gonna be like the Sahara Desert. She's gonna be like Niagara Falls. And you all know what I'm talking about. When you treat her right, she's not going to be like the Sahara Desert. She's going to be like Niagara Falls. So she's going to verbally show you, and she's going to non-verbally show you by her action. So her words and her action is going to be on a scale, and it's going to be just like this. It's going to be on point. And you know what you're going to do, brother? You're going to wonder, you're going to tell God sometime, God, how my life used to be, how I used to do so many things, how I used to disappoint you, God, and I have a lot of shortcomings. God, why did you bring this woman to me? God, you so good to me. And you so good, you brought the right woman into my life. I might not have been the best in the past, but you brought the right woman. That's what you'll say to God, brother. You're going to thank God for everything he has done for you, and you're going to thank God for handpicking that particular woman for you. When you get in the bed at night, and she's in the bed at night when you about to rest, remember I said the bedroom for two reasons. I said for rest and recreation. When you go in your bedroom at night and you see her in that bed, and then what a lot of you brothers need to understand, if you're in the right type of relationship, if your woman is in the bed, make sure that you touch her when you get in the bed. Always touch her when you get in the bed. Always, if she's in the bed, sleep, get in the bed and cuddle her. And she will get used to it, and she's going to be looking for it. Case in point, every night when she already there and I get in, I always reach over and touch her. And I will hug her every night. Even if we had some disagreements up in the daytime, it got resolved. If she's in the bed and she could be sleeping on one side of the bed, when I get in the bed, she be on auto, and she meets me in the middle of the bed, and she get in position, and I put my arms around her and go to sleep. And when I put my arms around her, I would say, thank you, God. I still be praying to God. And then I said, thank you, God, for my mate. Now, do I hug her all through the night? Not all through the night, because of course, in the night, your body going to be changing. You're going to have to adjust your body, but I still be touching. I'm going to have my hand on her, or I'm going to have a foot on her, or a leg on her, something like that. And that's how she's going to do, because we be touching all through the night. We're going to be touching some kind of way. She's not going to be cliff hanging on this edge of the bed, and I'm not going to cliff hang over on that edge of the bed. Because guess what? We are one. So, brother, you got to understand what a man must do for his woman. And going back to God's word, when Jesus spoke in John 15:5, John 15:5, Jesus doing the talk, and this go for every man and every woman. This go for everyone. But I'm using it for the purpose of this topic, what a man must do for his woman. Again, John 15:5, Jesus is talking. Jesus said, I am the vine, ye are the branches. He that abide in me and I in him shall bring forth much fruit. For without me, you can do nothing. So, brother, you got to understand Jesus is the vine. You are the branch. Jesus have life. The sap is in the vine. The sap is not in the branch. The sap is in the vine. So if Jesus is the vine, brother, and you are the branch, he said, abide in me. That means stay just like that with him. Stay connected to him. And then he said, I will abide in you, because he's going to stay connected to you. Because Jesus, if you follow Jesus, Jesus actually said, me and the Father are going to come to you. He sent the Spirit too. So you got the Holy Spirit, you got Jesus and the Father coming to you. So you one. And then Jesus said, and I in him. That means Jesus is going to be in you and you in him. Because you came to Jesus after you find out the knowledge of the truth. So you follow Jesus because you know he is the way, he's the truth. So you follow Jesus, you got a relationship with Jesus, you got a rapport with Jesus, and Jesus, when you abide in him and he's in you, you're going to produce fruit. You're going to produce fruit for the world because it's about God business first, then your woman, because you're going to have fruitful things that are going to happen that she's going to enjoy and like. You're going to be a man that she's going to want to talk to because you're going to be a good listener. When you follow the Lord, brother, you're going to do a lot of your senses going to be enhanced. You're going to learn how to listen. Not hear. You're going to learn how to listen. You're going to learn how to talk. All your senses is going to go into another orbit. You're going to know when to say something, when not. You're going to know when to touch, when to not. You're going to learn everything about her. Even if she say stuff like, if you notice that she changing up, and like I said, if she's a talkative woman and you go talk to, and you see that she's not at the best of her days, and then you say, is anything wrong? Most of the time they're going to say, no, nothing ain't wrong. I'm okay. But if you know she's talkative, you know something wrong, but you don't have to press her on it. Only thing you have to do, brother, is say, okay, if it's anything that you want to talk about, I'm here. Don't press her. Just say, I'm here. Don't accept the thing if you see that she something wrong with, and you say, is something wrong with you? And then she said, no, I'm okay. And don't think in your mind, oh, well, she said nothing ain't wrong. You got to understand, bro. You got to read between the lines. Because if you don't, she might come back and say, you don't care nothing for me. And then if you're a worldly man, you say, well, you said nothing wasn't wrong with you. That's how worldly men think. How you doing, Sister Brenda? Welcome to the dinner table. Sister Brenda said, yeah, we love to be touched. That shows us you care. That's right, brother. And when it comes to touching, brother, it doesn't have to lead to physical, sex all the time. It doesn't have to lead to that. You don't want your woman thinking every time he touched me, that's what all he want to do. You should be touching her, and it doesn't lead to that all the time. Learn to touch. It don't have to be a whole bunch of stuff. Just learn to touch her. And brother, I tell you this, don't only touch a woman in private, touch her in public. Because if you got a good woman, she don't mind if the world see you touching her. She don't mind that the world know that she belongs to you. She doesn't mind that the world know that you belong to her. So you touch her in public. Now you ain't got to get all left field and touch her all on her butt in public. You ain't got to do all that crazy stuff like some of these clowns be doing. Just hitting the lady on the backside and lifting it up and all that kind of crazy stuff. You ain't got to get into all that kind of stuff. Do some sensible thing. Touch her hand, hold her hand, hug her, and all that kind of stuff. You don't have to wait till you get home. She wants to feel wanted, not only privately, but she wants to feel wanted even in public. She wants to be able for you to not be ashamed of her. Just like Jesus. Jesus said, if you're ashamed of him before men, he will be ashamed of you before his Father and his angels. So if you claim to have a relationship with the Lord, you can't hide your relationship with the Lord with nobody. You don't have to go around saying Jesus, Jesus, Jesus all the time, but the world should be able to see that you got a relationship with Jesus. And the world should hear you talk about Jesus sometime. When you with Jesus, you don't have no private relationship with Jesus. This got to be open and private. Just like a woman. A woman don't want just a private relationship with you. Your woman, she wants an open relationship with you. She don't want to be hid. Women do not want to be hid. Even though that you see at nighttime, they're going to want to come out and be seen. Even if I'm telling you, brother, even those women that, well, not my brother, but those worldly men, they be creeping and everything with those women at night and all that kind of stuff. Even those type of women, they're going to get to the point they're going to want to be seen in public. They're going to want somebody to know. They're going to want somebody to know. So remember, brothers, you do not have the knowledge how to love a woman. No man come into this world with the knowledge of how to love a woman. He must get that from the Lord, because the Lord is love. So the Lord has to show you, guide you, and teach you how to love that woman. But your first love is the Lord. So when you learn how to love the Lord, the transition to loving your woman is going to be easier, because you get it from the master architect. You getting the blueprint just from straight from Jesus. And like I say, you don't want your woman to feel that she loves you. You want her to know it. And when your woman know you love her, guess what? She's not going to wait for you to always reach out to her. She's going to be reaching out to you. Just like you reach out to the Lord. The Lord wants us to reach out to him, correct? The Lord reach out to us consistently throughout the day. The Lord wants us to reach out to him, and that's what a relationship about. It's about commitment. It's about reaching out. So, brother, if your woman really know that you leading her, you give her attention, you providing, you protecting, you know how to tell her the truth, when you know to do just because, and you love her like no other man love her, she is not going to wait all the time for you to reach out to her. Those are selfish women when they want you to do all the calling, all the texting, and all the planning. A woman that's really into you, she's going to reach out to you throughout the day too. I'm telling you, I'm a witness. If you have a good woman, she's going to reach out to you throughout the day. She's not going to wait till you get home. Especially when you got cell phones, she might send you a text message, or she may call you, or you call her a text message. You got a cell phone. Why you got to wait till the time you get home? You find other people to call and text throughout the day. Where is your priority? It's God and that woman. And I love you, brother. I love you, sister. I hope that you enjoyed this dinner tonight. I would like for you to take a dinner plate and share it with some more family members and friends. You could like and share and make comments, on the dinner table. All you have to do is write something down, make a comment, share, like, and that's on the book and that's on the tube. If you're on the tube, if you're unsubscribed, become a subscriber today and hit that notification and share. It won't cost you anything. Now, brothers, I hope that you learned something today. You do not know how to love a woman unless you have a relationship with Christ, because he is the vine, you are the branches, and he will bring forth fruit. How you doing, Sister Kirkpatrick? You ain't got to worry about this, Sister Kirkpatrick, because after this go off, it's going to be saved to the book, and it's going to be saved to the tube. So you'll be able to watch it in its entirety. But thank you still, sister, for coming in. And in a way, Sister Kirkpatrick, you could take a dinner plate too, okay, and share with other family members and friends. I know things happen, but sister, right after I get off, you can go ahead and look at it, rewind it on the book or the tube. I love you, brothers. I love you, sister. Hopefully the Lord will gather us tomorrow at the dinner table again. Peace out.